Good afternoon, students. I hope you're all well, and I hope teaching practice is going well so far. So this recording is a quick one, just to explain to you how you're going to populate your ePoE template. So this is the ePoE template, and you're going to basically upload or put together all the documents in this template, and you upload one single file. You upload one single file. Okay. You're going to be notified on how to upload the file and where to submit closer to the time. Okay, so the first aspect is your details, obviously. So your name, your student number, and the name of the school or schools, because some of you are completing the teaching practice in 2 different schools. So you write down the names of the schools there, but if you're in one school, obviously you have one school name here. Okay. You insert your professional looking photo. You know what a professional looking photo is. So take a copy and insert here. Your teaching philosophy or your quote. So your teaching philosophy is basically your beliefs about teaching. This could be what you put together yourself as what your beliefs or your philosophies or your outlook about teaching is. It could be a popular quote, like Nelson Mandela's quote. You know, it could just something like maybe education is the key that opens every door. You put the quote here, if that's what you subscribe to. If you use a popular quote, we expect you to kind of put the name, you know, of the originator of the quote. Okay, so the person that owns the quote, you put the person's name in bracket. You're not going to include a reference list. No, just education is the key that opens every door. You put Nelson Mandela in bracket, just something like that. You know, it doesn't have to be a popular quote. It could be your own, what you have talked about, how you see, you know, teaching and learning, or you know, your beliefs about teaching and learning and classroom and learners. Okay, it doesn't have to be an essay of 5 pages. It could be just 1 paragraph. It could be 2 paragraphs. Okay, we don't expect you to write a long essay about this. So you complete that information here. Basically, you type it out. And yeah, so you basically type this out here. Okay. Right. So the next item is your subject and mentor information. If you are doing the program full-time over 1 year, then you all should have 2 specializations, and some people have 3. So we expect you to write the names of the specializations. So this could be English, for instance. So this could be English, sorry. English, say Maths, and say NS, Natural Science. So yeah, so you list the names of the subjects here, the subjects you taught during the teaching practice. Okay. And then you put the grades, whichever grade it is. So this could be grade 8 and grade 11, sorry. 11 and maybe grade 10, whichever grade. So yeah, basically that's all you're required to do, you know, here. And then you indicate the name of the mentor teacher. You could be in a school where you have 1 mentor teacher, and the mentor teacher could be mentoring you in your senior phase and in your FET subject. It is possible. So you only write 1 person's name here and indicate the grades you are in, obviously. So yeah, if you have 2 mentors, you indicate the names of the 2 mentors and indicate the grade. Right, then the first session is administration, and it also relates to cover page. So all of this part, you know, includes administration. Okay. So this is the rubric, obviously. So we expect you to put in this information by typing them out. Things like your mentor-teacher timetable. If it's typed out and, and given to you, you could basically snip it, or take a screenshot of it and insert it here, as an image, okay? You could insert that as an image. We have provided spaces where you're going to insert all of this. So you take whatever it is and you insert it here as a timetable, okay? And yeah, so the mentor teacher, the cover page is all of this information. You need to include them, and it was 4 marks. The daily planner, I'm going to speak to it just in a moment. And your teaching philosophy, I have explained that. So basically, you complete the first session this side, complete the daily planner, the timetable. Your timetable could be here. You can also, you can also have it right here before this table. It doesn't matter. You can put it here or you put it here. That's okay, as long as it's visible. Okay, so you can have the timetable as a PDF document, or you can put it as an image. Okay, right. So the next item is your daily planner. So the daily planner, I suppose you have been completing while you are at the school. You may be typing this out in your computer. So what you simply need to do is to copy it and paste it in this session. So you can actually remove this, you can cut this out so that you will still have this space. You will still have this space the way we have. If you looked at the layout, this is not portrait, but it's rather landscape. So we've kept the space for you. You can delete this one and insert your own daily planner, the completed daily planner. So you can insert this as an image, as a screenshot. Obviously, if you have already printed it out and you're completing it manually, filling it up with a pen, then you can take a snip of it or a screenshot of it and paste it here. But if you were typing it all out all along, then you obviously paste it here. Okay, so we expect you to have completed the daily plan now because you've been in school for 2 weeks. But if you were typing it out and you want to fill it in here, that's fine. You can also fill them in here. Okay. Right, so that's the daily planner, and that's the space for it. The next session is the formal lesson plans and resources. So your formal lesson plans should be 2 in total, whether you're doing full-time over 1 year or whether you're doing part-time over 2 years. It doesn't matter. And you should have 2 different lessons. Lesson 1, you're going to indicate the dates you taught it. You're going to indicate the grade. You're going to indicate the subject, and you're going to indicate the topic. So these 2 lessons must have been assessed by the mentor teacher. Then the second lesson, you indicate the date you taught it, obviously the grade, the subjects, and the topic. So if you have 2 subject specializations and you're completing the program over 1 year, so you will definitely have your senior phase and your FET subjects indicated here. If you complete the program over 2 years, that means you're doing it part-time and you will be doing only one specialization this semester. So you include the names or the 2 lessons you have taught, include the grade, and the subject is the same subject, obviously, but the topics will be different because your assessment has to be in 2 different topics, obviously. And this is the rubric which you will be assessed with. Okay, so basically all you do is you insert the lesson plan. So this form is obviously movable. So you insert the lesson plans here. Okay, you move the document around a bit and insert the lesson plans. Okay, if you have typed out the lesson plans and it's still in your computer, you insert it here. If you typed out the lesson plan and gave it to your mentor teacher before you started teaching your lesson plan, before you started teaching your lesson rather, and your mentor teacher have made comment on the lesson plan, it will be good for us to see those lesson plans. Obviously, we are going to assess them. So what you are going to do is to scan the lesson plans in and include them in this session. This session now that I'm pointing at, you can see where my cursor is directly under the two formal lesson plans. So you include the two lesson plans here and the resources. So for the resources you use for those lessons, you take a picture of them and you insert them. So there is an explanation here. I say the two mentor teacher assessed lessons in your specializations include lesson assessment forms, lesson plans, and resources. The lesson assessment form your mentor teacher gave to you after completing these two lessons, you have to attach it at the end here. After the lesson plan and resources, you include those lesson assessment forms. Okay, so the lesson assessment forms where the marks were awarded, you need to insert it right below under each of the lesson plans. I hope this is as clear as I can get now. Okay, include the lesson plans, include the resources, and the assessment form. It's as simple as that. Okay, right. Then please type your lesson plans and ensure that non-computer generated resources are photographed or scanned in. So you can see the explanations here. If your mentor teacher have made comment on the lesson plans, please scan this as PDF and insert them. Right, the next item is session 3. Session 3 is the informal lesson plans now. So in total, you will also have 4 informal lessons. So before you insert them, you need to provide us with the details. So it will be lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, and lesson 4, the grade, the subject, and the topic. You must complete all this information. Any information that is missing and is not properly completed, you'll be losing a mark for it. The mark will come in. I'll show you towards the end where the mark for completing the information properly, is going to be awarded. Right. So you complete this session, the date, the topic, and the subject and the grade, obviously. So you insert all your informal lesson plans and their resources in the space below. You should have a minimum of 4 informal lessons, and we expect you to number them. So you can have it informal lesson 1, or as a heading, informal lesson 2, informal lesson 3, informal lesson 4, or lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4, as I have named them there. Right, this is the rubric. Already you have this rubric. I'm not going to explain it to you. Okay, it's straightforward, and these are the marks that will be allocated. So like the session on the formal lessons, which I explained earlier, obviously what you're going to do is to move this backward a bit more. Right, and then you insert those lesson plans, 4 of the informal lessons, you insert them here. It's as simple as that. Okay, and yeah, so please ensure that non-computer generated resources are photographs or scanned in. So all the resources which you use in teaching those lessons, also ensure that you scan them and put them at the end of the lesson plan. Okay, all the resources must be attached. You are submitting 1 document, not 2 documents, not 3 documents, so everything will be here. I hope I've made that clear enough. Insert all the informal lesson plans and their resources in this space below. Okay, so what space am I talking about? Is this space. So for lesson plan 1, you could write lesson 1 here. Then you paste the lesson plan. If you have typed it out as a Word document, you could convert it to PDF and you put it here. Okay. Right, you number them. The next item is your final reflection. Your final reflection should be just 2 pages. So you reflect about your, about your school-based teaching practice experience, and you type it out under this space. Okay. So as always, you move this backward and you type your final reflection in. You type it in here. Lastly, we have general, which is section 5. So here you're going to have example useful websites, school code of conduct, and school policies. So if you have some items here, you can include them in this area. Okay. And the 10 marks also include marks for how you have organize your PoE. So like I said earlier, if you put your formal lessons in the session where informal lessons are supposed to be, and the assessor was struggling to find where documents are, or you scan documents upside down, or the documents are not easy to see or read from, then your overall impression of the PoE, you're going to lose some mark in that sense here. Okay, right. So basically that's the ePoE. And like I mentioned when I started this recording, we made a little change in terms of marks, not the items on the rubric, on the ePoE rubric. And the ePoE rubric is where, the template was drawn up from, right? So this is the ePoE rubric, if you notice, and this is on ECI already for you. If you notice, you would see that the cover page was 2 marks before. It's now 4 marks. The daily planner was 6 marks. Here we've made it 12 marks. There was a repetition of daily planner in the ePoE rubric you had before. We made adjustments, but you don't have to worry so much about this because there is a template and all the documents will be included in that template, which I have just explained now, and you will submit this on ECI. Okay. All right, so that's about it, students. If you have any queries, please send an email to your lecturer, not to me. Send an email to your lecturer, and you can only send these queries to me if your lecturer is not able to address it after 48 hours. Thank you.